be showing you guys how to do the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, the full look, of course, you'd want to wear a costume, blah, blah, blah. You'd probably want to put more paint on your ears or whatever to make sure that you're completely white or whatever, but we kind of did a little bit of a toned down look, so instead of being completely white, we mixed in a tinted moisturizer to make it a little bit more skin tone and white. But this is the look. Alright, so if you guys want to see how to get this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you want to actually get rid of the eyebrows, because the Queen of Hearts has like really crazy, like high eyebrows. So I'm going to use a glue stick. This is the glue stick method if you guys have ever heard of it. You want to just, like I said, use the glue stick to glue down the eyebrows. Like that. And then this side. Oh, you did. Okay, so I already started half of the face, and what I did was I used the same white makeup. It's like $1 from Walmart. I already told you guys about this in the tutorial that I did with my brother. But we also mixed it with a tinted moisturizer because we don't want her face to be completely clown white, because sometimes that's not that, I don't know, attractive or whatever. So we're just going to use a white face but also have a little bit of color in there. So I just kind of squeeze a little bit of the white on there, and then I mix it with the tinted moisturizer. So I put a little bit of that on there. Do you guys see? So you guys can see that the tinted moisturizer is more of the skin tone color, and then the white is the clown white. But this will help so that the look doesn't look too cartoony for those of you who don't want to be very cartoony or whatever because you're going to a Halloween party. So you're just going to go ahead and take a foundation brush and paint on the white. Okay, so since you glued down the eyebrows, you can also go over them with like a light concealer if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and go right over it with the white makeup. I'm just going to put some right there, right above the eyebrow, just to get some of it out. And then, again, take the tinted moisturizer. Now the tinted moisturizer is optional. You don't have to do this part. You could just do your whole face white if you wanted to, but we wanted to give it more of a humanly look rather than just a clown look, so I'll go ahead and put that on the face. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep blending this out onto the face, and I'll come right back. Alright, so now we've covered the whole face in a white, and this is what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to go ahead and map out the lips. Now the Queen of Hearts in the Alice in Wonderland movie had like little tiny heart-shaped lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to outline where I want the lips to be at, and then I'll cover up the rest of the lips with white and then fill in the heart-shaped lip with red. So I'm going to take a lip liner. Alright, now to do the lips, you have to do like a curve up here where the Cupid's bow is. This one's cardinal. Cupid's bow? This thing? Mm-hmm. You have to do it where the Cupid's bow is. Now, the best thing to do is try to make sure not to put the white. I should have did that to begin with, but you want to make sure try not to get the white too close to what you need to color. And you want to do this in a little heart shape. So it doesn't really matter if white gets in there because you're going to put red lipstick over it anyways, but you want to try your best to try to map it out as best as you can. Now hearts go like this. You want to kind of bring it at a slant, bring it downwards. And her lips actually go a little bit off the normal lip. I'm just going to kind of go a little bit past your normal lip. Now to keep your lipstick on all night, you want to put the lip liner, color it in with the lip liner, and then put the lipstick over it. So I'm just taking a Wet n Wild lipstick. This is called 904A. Doesn't really have a name, but it's just a red lipstick. Drugstore red lipstick. Okay, so we have to set the white makeup. I completely forgot to tell you guys about this, but I'm going to tell you guys right now. You want to set it with like a translucent powder because, oopsie, then it won't be all like, I don't know, like sticky and stuff like that when you're using it. So I'm going to go ahead and just dust on some of this translucent powder over the white. Just like that. I'm just using just like a face brush from e.l.f. This is also going to help you so when you have to start putting on the eyeshadow, it's not going to be all sticky right here. There we go. You want to put some underneath on the neck as well, since you put color on the neck. Wherever you put color, that's where you're going to put the translucent powder. So just like that. That's just to help out just a little if you guys want to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take some of that white, and you want to kind of fix up where the lips are, if you did any little mistakes or whatever. And also because the rest of the lip is white, you have to get rid of the rest of the lip. So we're going to start to put some white. Okay, so once you've done the lips, then you're going to go ahead and start to do the eyes. Now, in the Alice in Wonderland movie, The Queen of Hearts, she had like a weird, like, kind of like a, not really triangular shape, but it's like that, if you guys know what I'm saying. So we're just going to go ahead and draw that part out first using blue eyeshadow. You could use whatever kind of blue eyeshadow you want, or you could use blue paint, whatever works best for you. So where the actual eyebrow is, you're actually going to cover that, because you're going to go, I can't talk. The eyebrow that you're going to draw on is going to be above your natural eyebrow. So go ahead and bring the blue eyeshadow all the way on top of your own eyebrow. So right now we're just kind of mapping out where it's going to be. And where your own eyebrow is, you're actually going to color that in with the blue. So that's how you draw it out. So now I'm going to go ahead and color it in with the blue eyeshadow. Just going to use an eyeshadow brush and some blue. Okay, so you're probably going to get a little bit of fallout, and if you do that, you're going to have to put on a little bit more of the white. And then, again, you're going to have to set it with some translucent powder right underneath here. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay, now the next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to draw on the eyebrows. Now, what me and my mother were just talking about was that the Queen of Hearts had like a huge forehead, so if you guys can think of a way to make a big forehead, you could do that. If not, you're just going to have to do it this way. And I mean, it'll still look the same, but you're just not going to have a humongous forehead. Okay, so I'm going to use black paint from, again, this little makeup palette that I got from Party City. And just a little synthetic brush, and we're going to go ahead and draw on her eyebrows. Now her eyebrows are just a thin black eyebrow that goes from the start of her blue eyeshadow to the end of it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, once you've put on the the eyebrows, you're going to go ahead and put eyeliner on the eyes. I'm just using a liquid eyeliner from NYC. Now when you're doing the eyeliner, you want to do it kind of thick because you are going to put false lashes on. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and I applied these false lashes. We got these at, did we get these at Party City or Walmart? Got these at Walmart. They look like this. They're really spiky at the top and really spiky at the bottom. And so you're going to put those on the top and the bottom of the eye. So I'm just going to take my glue and go ahead and apply those. Alright, so then you're going to put on the lashes. They're going to be all big and spidery and they're going to look like that. The next thing you're going to do is you need to give her a mole. And her mole is like beneath her eye, kind of, like right here. So I just went ahead and drew that in with liquid eyeliner. And so that is going to be the finished look. I'll have pictures in the end, like I said, so that you guys can see it completely, but there it is.